Welcome. I'm Robert Ackerley, and I'd like to welcome you to the Brotherhood of Eternal Love History Archives. From its founding in 1966, the Brotherhood of Eternal Love has been synchronistically pioneering and shaping society. The original brothers already had a creed of all for one and one for all before they officially organized. In the 60s, the scene of revolution was in the air. When BEL incorporated as a nonprofit at the church in Majestic Canyon, Orange County, all agreed that that was the perfect name for the spiritual group, and many brothers loyally kept the faith with one another to this day. The true story of the BEL brothers is far from told, since most of what has been written comes from rats, rip-offs, lames, shopkeepers, and cops. This is one epic dope opera. They romanticize the American outlaw archetype. Outlaws, not criminals. Some don't wish to speak of it, others do. Some things are better left unsaid. Some brothers still carry serious disagreements and old gripes. There were accusations, misaccusations, and this dog-eat-dogma group, every dog has its day, every brother has its say. These survivors included veterans, ministers, addiction counselors, healers, artists, and lamas. The core is still more interested in spirituality and helping fellow travelers on their life journey than in chasing the dollar. If ministry is about touching people's lives, the BEL reached inside and rotor-tilled their brains. This is their story, and it is still unfolding. So check back to our archive as we grow. We grow love here. This connection has not been fully explored yet. Today's BEL is a social activist organization supporting veterans, health, and organic food choices for children, musical and community events, harmony with nature and peace on earth. It's a conspirituality. In the beginning, BEL became an official church in 1966. The brothers were all lit up, becoming one. And then Farmer John said, "It is good." It felt so divine they decided among themselves to make mankind in their own image. They decided to share the joy as the apple seeds of acid, the righteous dealers of cosmic consciousness, and they thought we should have firmament in the midst of the waters, a utopian island to call our own. Within a short time, the Brotherhood went on to make groundbreaking movies, inspired numerous books, created music and psychedelic art, and promoted the peace and love ethic. The self-proclaimed philosophy of surfing, if there is such a thing, is freedom for all people in an environment and peace and brotherhood. Countless culture heroes, scientists, musicians, writers, inventors, therapists, and artists have been inspired and influenced by their lifestyle prescriptions. Some say they were the ground zero of West Coast counterculture. They fueled a culture revolution, certainly in Southern California and beyond, San Francisco and the Haight. They transformed the Westland of a war-torn culture landscape into the greening of consciousness by holistically repatterning the collective unconscious. An all-star cast played against the aliases of the brothers themselves. They opened a crack in the conventional timeline of history that ignited a retinal circus and a mystic gnosis, sometimes mistaken for self-realization. It was self-actualization, fulfilling one's individual potential. They created the reality they wanted to live in. There was a restlessness and a craving for spiritual adventure and radical transformation. Acid did reveal an essentially timeless realm of immediate perception, but normal life inevitably returned. The bottom line was in blowing minds. They turned on their friends, and in some cases later, their friends turned on them. They went from altered states of altered statements. The universalist philosophy of Farmer John Griggs spread far and wide. Despite his early tragic death, BEL represented an ideal, a twisted cultural missive that transcended riding waves. Many surfers combine their love of the sport with their own religious or spiritual belief. This could have only happened in the Laguna Canyon during that revolutionary time it fed into the new global mythology of bigger and better stories, of life lived more fully with spontaneous options, a more organic perspective, more imaginative, more synchronistic. The world became their amusement park. Their legacy was turning the whole world on to peace and love through harmony with nature. But other forces were already in play. The CIA became interested in LSD when they feared the KGB would buy the entire Sandoz supply and weaponize it. They began experimenting with it as a truth serum. Many claimed the U.S. government deliberately created and manipulated the drug problem in the USA. Psychedelics were used in occult circles in the mid-1800s, then in artistic circles in the early 1900s, and widely in the late 1900s. Psychedelic parties were part of the LA Hollywood scene from the mid-50s and Harvard in the early 60s. Leary was part of that intelligentsia. He gave his imprimatur to the New Youth hero, the righteous dealer. However, wisdom is not granted by a wizard or a teacher, but realized by the individual searching within. Some brothers loved Leary. Some thought him the Peninsula Narcissus. Some just thought the grandiose trickster brought too much heat. Outmoded and limited perceptions, myths, and metaphors were recast, redesigning the human fabric in all our ways of seeing. Movies like Endless Summer and Rainbow Bridge gave rise to new archetypes, and that evolution of old ones, a new culture, Zeitgeist, the California ideology. Live modern perseverals, they launched a quest for the holy grail of consciousness. Myth facilitates the health of the psychic. Now stories change outworn habits. This is what the artist knows and uses for inspiration, a rebirth of the self, new ways of being. Everything happens now. Surfers know the oceanic feeling too. Surfing is environmental awareness. BEL took on a legendary, even mythic quality with their underground and chemistry and overland smuggling. They dared to dream, and they dreamed up a psychedelic movement. Huxley spoke of the doors of perception. The brothers kicked down the doors to uncharted territory. They traveled vertically and horizontally, scouring the globe for unique botanicals. They surfed the waves of association in oceanic consciousness. Some commentators have very cynical views of the brotherhood. A band of acid-wart surfers whose idealism masks their self-indulgent, shadowy side. Others are more repertorial, but the best accounts come from those who were there, lived it, and are still living. The Penanche was married to a back-to-the-land philosophy not unlike that of the brothers. No one person knows the whole story. All they know is their involvement or second and third-hand stories they've heard. Many people never even met in person. All that was widely known was the product. Did they stride a balance between selflessness and selfishness? Probably not. But the world changed anyway. They tried to suggest new principles for collective decisions. They responded to the ossification of consumer culture, and the toxicity of the military-industrial complex. Their seemingly random behavior and non-random outcomes for the population as a whole. New principles were broadly applied in a grand experiment somewhere between self-indulgence and spiritual aspiration. Sometimes there wasn't much ground between breakthrough and breakdown, emergence and emergency, gloom and doom. Some of the darkest stories of these perennial Peter Pans remain untold despite recent revelations, and perhaps that is the best. The Brotherhood remains a seminal influence. Arguably, no turn-on was more massive than the tsunami wave of orange sunshine that surfed into every corner of the globe. Eventually, the revolution got subverted and extinguished itself. Clearly, the history of LSD, both within and without the BEL, is all spooked up with intelligent contractions and international money laundering. Stark was a shady character that combined tradecraft with chemistry to take the BEL into a global direction. He taught them international smuggling so they could dispense more Agent Orange or Orange Sunshine. What there was, beyond question, was drugs and money, literally tons of both. Ghost money comes in secret and leaves in secret. Some brothers were closer than others. Some had change of hearts and minds due to the action of others and rank betrayal. The move to Idlewild created the first schism. Some people will say that the love was genuine, and some will say it wasn't. Once greed and hard drugs entered the picture, BEL was many things to many people, but there are many things it was not and never could be. But the frontier remains. Sun still shines on the BEL. Oliver Stone's movie Savages, 2012, was set in Laguna Beach, and its prequel, Kings of Cool, draws even more literally on the legend of the Brotherhood of Eternal Love for its storyline. This pretty much invented the Mexican pot trade, single-handedly moving enough weed to get production up into the industrial range. They loved their psychedelics. We loved our psychedelics and did more to feed the heads of campuses all over this country than any other group. When it came time to branch out into new ventures, they were the first to move Thai sticks, Afghani black, Lebanese blonde, in weight. These nonlinear stories were all woven together here. Not everyone knew each other at the time, or even the different locales. This is because BEL also pioneered spiritual activism, social networking, and cosmic networking. And hey, they are still the kings of cool.
LSD is the most powerful substance that the human being has ever developed for influencing the mind. I've used the comparison of nuclear energy or fissionable material. I think that in the right hands and scientific and disciplined and hopeful people, it will bring about change.
The latter part of the 60s was divisive in the extreme.
The youth of the entire globe were liberated beyond fear of consequences that may come about by trying to be free.
And it became more and more polarizing.
And the government didn't know what to do with that. They wanted everybody to get out there and put their uniform on and go fight.
There was civil unrest. There was violence in the streets.
It was two societies.
And the psychedelic revolution occurred within the context of this terrible war that was going on.
I just went totally from look at me, to don't look at me, don't ask my name, don't take my picture.
People were willing to be completely destroyed professionally to keep on doing what they felt was just the right thing to do.
The beginning of it was not a drug thing. It wasn't a thing about drugs. It was about God.
It wasn't. We didn't consider ourselves smugglers or gangsters. We were kind of a spiritual group of brothers and sisters.
The old BNDD, the predecessor to the DEA, they were convinced that the Sicilian mafia was bringing in all the drugs and
sat down in the bed next to him and played my 9mm across his head and said, "Hi, I hear you're looking for me."
We know that there is this organization, and they are transporting dope.
A major source of drugs is Mexico, via smugglers.
Were they barrel-shaped?
Yeah.
Okay, right. You did some orange sunshine, Peter.
We were just three guys working at the North Cape, Neil, John, and I.
This guy walks up to me with a picture of me. He says, "You David Hall?" I said, "Nope."
We are everywhere, and we're happy, and we're free, and we're going to make the world free.
He's just one of the great guys in this world.
Well, I'd like to call up the man who penned all these tunes, who had such an incredible effect on me and everybody that's on this bandstand, Mr. Tom Waits. This is one that Tom wanted to do. Talked me into it real hard. I had to twist my arm. Right. Oh, I know I've been changed. Oh, I know I've been changed. Oh, I know I've been changed. Angels in heaven gonna sign my name. Angels in heaven gonna sign my name. Oh, I know I've got religion. God knows I'm not ashamed. With the Holy Ghost is my witness. And the angel does sign my name. Oh, I know I've been changed. Oh, I know I've been changed. Oh, I know I've been changed. Angels in heaven gonna sign my name. Angels in heaven gonna sign my name. I know I've been converted. Lord knows I'm not ashamed. With the Holy Ghost is my witness. And the angels gonna sign my name. Oh, I know I've been changed. Oh, I know I've been changed. I know I've been changed. Angels in heaven gonna sign my name. Angels in heaven gonna sign my name. Mr. Tom Waits, Larry Taylor, Orgy Myers, Frank Perillo, Stephen Hodges, Ralph Carney, Charlie Musselwhite. Thank you so much for such a great night. Thank you.
It took 40 years to get here, you know, and I had the time of my life, honestly.
On this recording, I got to do stuff that I have never done before. I never thought I could do before. The incredible genius and talent of Tom Waits just inspired me and got me totally into things that I never thought I would ever do or could ever do. And this is one of them right here. Well, with buckshot eyes and a purple heart, I wore down National Stroll with a big fat pincher strapped to my hip sack and a short leaf wristwatch underneath my sleeve. In a Hong Kong desert on Cupid Hill, I rolled down the gutter to the blood bank. And I left all my papers on the Ticonderoga, and I was in bad need of a shave. So I slapped on a corner on cold chow mein, shot billiards with a midget till the rain stopped. I bought a long sleeve shirt with horses on the front and some gum and a lighter and a knife. And a good deck of cards with girlies on the back. And I sat down and wrote this letter to my wife. I said, baby, I'm so far away from home. I miss my baby so. I can't make it by myself. I love you so. Pacing myself, trying to make it all last. Squeezing out all the life out of this lousy 2-day pass. And I had a cold one at the Dragon, some Philippine floor show. And talked baseball with a lieutenant over Singapore sling. And I wondered how the same moon outside this Chinatown fair could shine down on Illinois and find you there. I know I love you, baby, and I'm so far away from home, and I miss my baby so. I can't make it by myself. I love you so. Surely. Surely, I was pacing myself, trying to make it all last. Squeezing all the life out of this lousy 2-day pass. And I had a cold one at the Dragon, some Philippine floor show. And talked baseball with a lieutenant over Singapore sling. And I wondered how the same moon outside this Chinatown fair could shine down on Illinois and find you there. I love you, baby, and I'm so far away from home, and I miss my baby so. I can't make it by myself. I love you so. Surely. Surely, surely, surely.
when you have a chance to work with artists like Charlie Musselwhite and Larry Taylor, Augie Myers, who is one of the gems of this world, Stephen Hodges, one of the great drummers, Frank Carrillo, my friend from New York, a great guitar player, songwriter, Ralph Carney, who I've known only a short time. He just totally came up and just fit right in there. It was just wonderful. Tonight was one of those magic nights where I got to be on the bandstand with my friend Tom, who has given me so much inspiration and just encouragement, and he's just one of the great guys in this world.
Well, I'd like to call
someday, but someday, baby, you ain't gonna worry or John anymore.
The High Times and True Adventures of the Brotherhood and of Eternal Love and the BEL History Archives. And then we have a concert coming up that we want to produce with John Hammond, a musicians concert at the Coconut Grove Ballroom on the December 21st on the winter solstice. And Jimi Hendrix said that John Hammond was a musician's musician, that you almost had to be a musician to dig his genius. John opened for Jimmy in Maui after they made Rainbow Bridge, playing an acoustical guitar, and Jimmy of course came out with his psychedelic Purple Haze and everything else, and that was an amazing concert. We were all over there and went to some big old house on Diamond Head with the Dead and everybody was partying after that. It was a fun time over there in that time, but that was then and this is now. And so now we're going to produce this Musicians Awards, the first annual Musicians Award, and we're going to honor John Hammond as our first recipient of the Musicians Award this year, 2013, at the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk at the Coconut Grove Ballroom. And we're going to do a fundraiser for community TV, for independent producers, for access, for the Brotherhood of Eternal Love, low, no-income family members and veterans for their basic needs, for kids' food choices, and for the Grateful Dead archives up at UCSC. And that'll be like our first concert that we're producing after the end of the Trail Jam, because all of us guys are, getting down the road there, or further down the road, as they say. So we want to capture all this essence in this music before it passes on to the Rainbow Bridge and to the other side. So we want you to all come out and support us, and you can go to the Brotherhood of Eternal Love .org and donate for anything. Come and get involved in this. It's a community co-creation, and we want to co-create a outside summer sunshine festival on the summer solstice in Orange County Fairgrounds in 2014, and take the orange sunshine wave back to where it came from and turn those people on down there. We need to confront and educate and elevate the Orange County mentality. So we hope you'll join us, and first we'll uplift Santa Cruz with a fundraiser, and people, we'll probably start these invitations. We're going to invite everybody from the Stones to Neil Young to the Doobies, everybody we've involved with. You can see on our Facebook music and art of all those people we actually worked with, and through the years, and they're all, the Reefer Man Band. Every one of those brothers are the Reefer Man, and that's what the Reefer Man Band was all about. It's like we're all the Reefer Men, and so anybody can play in the Reefer Man Band and be a Reefer Man with the Masters of Fun, with the power of love. So we're going to try to bring this new millennium and change the anti-nature into harmony with nature, and bring sustainable resources with nature's abundance that she creates for every generation for free. We're going to put it all on computers for all the Earth's shareholders for their basic needs, and we can eliminate government entities that we don't need all this, and especially wars and bloodshed, and stop the wars and feed the poor and the drug wars, open the prison doors, harmony with nature, peace on earth, and pray to the goddess, minister to the ladies. 4 lips is bliss, the power of a kiss, preservation of the species, the force of intercourse. Make love, not war. Bombs, not bombs. So let's stop the war, folks, and get together in the unity of the community and try to co-create love and peace and joy for the Aquarian age. So without further ado, we're going to bring on John Hammond and some of his songs, and we will talk to you next time. Thank you for joining us, and peace out. Harmony with nature, peace on earth. Hey. Oh, okay, cool. Cool.
I really want us to invest with grace and wisdom into the education of the young people. And I think that those three things, it is three things that I would say to Barack Obama, it's an invitation, but it's an intense invitation. Bring the brothers home and sisters home now. Legalize marijuana and take all that money and invest it in teachers and education. And you will see a transformation in America that is what is going to reignite us, and to people saying, oh my God, now we can afford not to be paranoid or do, and like the prohibition with the alcohol and stuff like that. I really believe that as soon as we legalize and decriminalize marijuana, we can actually afford a really good governor who won't keep taking money away from education and from teachers, and send him back to Hollywood where he can do D movies and we can get a real A governor.